Alright guys, we're doing the Parks and Recreation TV show theme song today. Okay, and so forth. Hello everyone, I'm Sean Cheek and welcome to my easy piano lessons. These are lessons by ear, and that's why I use the whiteboard so we can learn by ear instead of reading music notation, which is just a different way to learn. We're going to do the part 1 here, and I have on my keyboard, this is an electronic keyboard here, can't tell, and I have a piano sound doubled with an organ sound. Now I know it's strings on the recording or on the TV show. It's just strings playing and some other things, but the string sound on this has a heavy reverb on it. Didn't quite sound right, so I'm using piano and organ doubled. That kind of gives it the peppiness that you want when playing this. Anyway, let's do this part 1 here. The part 2, the rest of the song is completed on my website at webpianoteacher.com for members. If you want to follow me on Facebook, just do a Facebook search for webpianoteacher.com. I'm also on Twitter. My handle is webpianoteacher, so you can follow me there, see what I'm up to. Let's get going here with this part 1. Now, I made this, this is not a simplified arrangement, but I will show you how to simplify it if you need to where it still sounds pretty good. But this is the little intro part before the melody comes in. And then we start the... Okay? So let's start with the left hand here with a C octave. This is a transcription, so I'm taking what I'm hearing and then kind of making an arrangement for a piano that sounds really close to what we hear. So this is my own arrangement, if you will. C octave. All right, then the right hand's going to come in with G, C, E, and we're just going to go pop, pop. Now, don't use any pedal on this because we want it to be staccato and not, it's separated, not connected all together. So, pop, pop. Now we have 2 C's here that are not octaves. Okay, because we have one set of instruments that's just going pop, 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 all the way through, and they're not as heavy. We have the pop, 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 pop. Okay, you might have thought that's all that's going on, but there's actually some C's in there. Okay, but they're not heavy, so don't play these as loud. And let's do this C right here. So we play the C octave. Here's middle C, so we're down here. Alright, then we play the G, C in the right hand. Now soft, bop, bop, not too hard. Now we're going to play an F octave. We are going to play this accented. Then we're going to do a right hand A, C, F. That is an F chord, an F major chord. So same bop, bop, just like this was bop, bop. Alright, and then we're going to go back to this C, C, C. Okay, but it's light, not heavy. Then back to the C octave, bump, and then right hand's on G, C, E, short again, and then C, C. And now we're going to do a G octave. Okay, or we can do the high one. So it really doesn't matter if you want to do this G octave or this one. I'm going to do this one, I guess. So G octave, and then the right hand's going to do B, D, and G. Okay, so pop, pop, and then we're going to have pop, 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 pop. Alright, so that's E, D, C, G, and that's really not melody yet either, it's just kind of a fill. A fun little thing there. E, D, C, G. Alright, I love this theme though, because it's so happy, it's just G, G. Alright, now let's do the whole thing, the whole box here, slowly from the beginning. And it's pretty much 8th notes, 1 and 2, and until we get here we have faster 16th notes, but it's all the same speed. Let's do it slow. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and F, C, 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 G. See that? Let's do it again. Ready, go. Now when you go fast, sounds, you know, like the thing, but you have to learn it slowly so that you can play it correctly fast. So don't force the speed. Never do that. Never force the speed. That's a mistake. That's very common because we want it to sound like the original, but if we try to do it too early, then we end up having some mistakes in there that never get fixed. We never build that foundation on learning whatever piece we're working on. Okay, so you must go slow at first, get that down. All right, now let's get to the melody here. Now what happens is, essentially, the left hand takes over all of this. So we have... It's hard for me to do it because I'm at an angle here. It's hard to... If I were exactly in front of the piano, a lot easier, but... See what I'm doing? All right, so I'm going to show you a simplified way. So when you get on the site and you get to this part in part 2, you can continue this simplified way that I'll show you in a minute. But let's go ahead and learn it the exact way that I have it, because I arranged this exactly the way it, you know, if I was going to play it, you know, for a performance or something, or at a party or somewhere, I would, you know, I like to do things, you know, full steam ahead. So I would do this arrangement right here that I have, but I'm going to show you how to simplify it in a minute. Let's go ahead and continue with what I have though. C octave, and then the left hand's going to come up, so ba, ba. So you got to bounce on that. Now when you have bounces like that from low to high, you don't have to, what you don't want to do is do it this way. Watch. It's a mistake people make, and they find it's called preparing or preparation. My teacher at North Texas used to tell me, don't prepare, because you don't have time to do that when you go regular speed. So if you're practicing and you're doing preparation, then you're going to keep wanting to do that preparation when you go faster, and there's not enough time. So you have to play and go right to it. You just have to go for it, okay? But you have to teach yourself to go for it at that slow speed. Okay? So you see I have no preparation. I'm not doing this. And that's why you can't get any faster on it, because you keep preparing. Don't prepare when you first learn it. Whatever you do physically when you first learn it in that foundational stage, you're going to want to keep doing that physically as you go faster, but there's no time to do that when you're going to go up to speed. And you've learned it that way, and it's hard to change it. So don't prepare. You're going to have a lot of hopping back and forth, and you don't want to prepare. Now these two C's are right here, C, C, and then we're going to change to F octave. Okay? Let's see. We could do either octave, either F octave here. Haven't decided. I guess this one's convenient enough. F right there. And you may say, well, what's the video do? Well, you have lots of instruments going. We could make cases for doing either octave here, depending on what instruments we're going to follow. Okay, so it's really up to us. F octave, and then up to A, C, F here, and then C, C back to this thing right here. So the left hand has octave, C, C, F. Notice I didn't prepare. I got my hand in that position, that feeling for that chord in the air, and then I just land on it. I don't get there and then try to position my fingers. Alright? Alright? It's not really that hard to do, but it is hard to change if you're used to the other way of doing all that preparation. Alright, now the melody we have here that comes in, and that's where I really like this piano organ sound, because it really gives that peppiness to it. Alright, so when you're using your keyboard, your electronic keyboards, and you're making, you know, you're mixing sounds, remember, it's not, you know, if it's piano and strings, if you do piano and strings on that keyboard, it may not quite sound right. So experiment with different patches to, you know, get that right sound. All right. So, and this is a cheap, and when I say cheap, I mean, you know, how much money I spent on it. It's a cheap keyboard, and you don't have that many sounds to choose from. I really love it though, because it's reliable and doesn't have too many buttons on it to get confusing. But anyway, piano and organ is what I'm using. So, and again, that little staccato. All right, so E, D, C, F. And I'm just in a 5-finger position here on C to do that. And then right here, F, E, D, E. So, All right, and then of course we finish it on the website. I'll do all the rest of it. But let's put hands together in this complicated way, and then I'll show you how to simplify the left hand if you need that. All right, here we go. We're going to go left, left, and then we're going to go together here. And then the D's by itself, and then together here, and then the F's by itself, and then the F octaves by itself, and then that's by itself, left hand, then together, and then right, and then together, and then right. Okay, there's not much complication on the rhythm, it's just... And I want you to try this, don't just look at that and go, oh, I can't do that, I'm not even going to try it. Give it a shot, see how it goes. Try it, slow. If you can do that, what I just did, in an hour or so of working on it, and yes, an hour, this kind of stuff takes work, then I would say that's the way you need to do it. You need to keep practicing it that way till you get it better. If it's too hard, if you're not advanced enough yet, or you just want to sit down and play this, what you can do is just kind of, instead of doing a C octave, or you can stay on a C octave. I'll give you a couple of things you can do here. You can stay on the C octave. Let's see. And then stay on an F octave. Not change the octave, just stay on it. Let me do that slower for you. Or you could do this. You could do a C and then do a C chord, C, E, G. You could go... That's pretty easy. See, in fact, that's the way I would do it if I were trying to simplify it. I would go... Let me do that again for you. Alright, and I'll continue showing you the simplified way in the second video on the website. But now let's do it the complicated way all the way through at a slow tempo. Here we go. Ready, go. 1. Okay, now if you do it the simplified way here, it's again. Okay, so we're just doing root position chords. C, E, G chord, F, A, C chord for that. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will talk to you later.